Hi. So the question I'm going to be exploring today is, I think my teenager is being bullied, but she won't talk to me. She's so withdrawn and seems low all the time. How do we start the conversation? I feel helpless. So I think to start off with, it's really important that we acknowledge that actually talking to your teenager about their feelings can be really hard, especially if you're worried. And it's hard to know what to say, and you might be concerned about how your young person will react. I think initially I would think about starting possibly with an activity. So it can help to do an activity that you both enjoy and which might help to create a relaxed atmosphere. And that then might help to start the conversation. So it could be something that you enjoy doing together. It could be baking, making something together, going for a walk, creating a playlist or going for a drive. I think something that I always think is really helpful, especially with adolescents, is not necessarily having to make eye contact, and doing an activity can help take some of the pressure off that. Things like actually having some conversation starters as well can be really helpful. So things like, what was the best part of your day, and what was the worst, how are you feeling, what would you like to talk about. If they do open up, think with them about how they would like to be supported. So things like, do you want to talk about what is happening? Do you need anything from me? Do you need some time to talk? Or do you need some distraction? If they don't want to talk, something that is very useful is to give reassurance that you're there for them at any time. So again, things like, I'm here for you, you can talk to me. If you need to talk to someone else, that is absolutely fine. And another thing that you could do is suggest, if it is easier, that you could text or write it down. And again, that could be to you or to other people. One thing I would suggest as well is letting them know about different forms of support. So that could be around different helplines, text services or online chat services. And I've got a list of some possible examples, but again, there's a lot of things out there, so do some of your own research as well. But these are some of the things that I think are pretty helpful. So things like the Young Minds website is really helpful. So that's youngminds.org.uk. It could be that you need to have a think about getting the school involved. So thinking about contacting the special educational needs coordinator or a member of the pastoral team, and seeing whether there's any therapeutic support or anyone to talk to actually within the school environment, if your young person thinks that that might be helpful. It might be that they'd like to access therapy in a different environment away from school. So I guess that's where places like the retreat come in. So obviously you can have a look at the retreat services online. So that's at theretreatclinics.org.uk. And there's a children and young persons section. And under that, there's a contact us form, or you can also ring, which is 01904 412 551. It might be that you have a think about things in your area. So there's York Mind. The Mind website in general is a really good source of information. It could be that you're thinking more along an NHS route for support. So I guess that's things like accessing your GP, or you could get in contact with the local CAMS team, so the Child and Adolescent Mental Health Service. In the York area, it might also be useful, and it's unlikely that you will need this, but just so you have this as a backup and a safety net, having the crisis team number, so your young person having that and you having that. So they're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on 0800 0516 171. Other things as well that might be useful is things like texting services or online services. So the Mix offers an online information service as well as a helpline. They offer support to under 25s, and it's about anything that's worrying them. And they do things like a free one-to-one web chat service and telephone service, which is open 4 till 11 p.m, 7 days a week, and that's on 0808 808 4994. You've got Childline, so if the young person is under 19, they can access a one-to-one counsellor chat and email support service. This service also provides a BSL interpreter if the young person is deaf or hearing impaired. And they also have online message boards, and they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on 0800 11 11. Or there's the Shout service as well, which is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that's free to text from all major networks. And you text Shout to 85258. And also their website is useful, and that's giveusashout.org. Okay, thank you.